All right, welcome back to another great episode of the Screen Addicts podcast. I'm Nick, and with me, as always, is Anthony the Rook and TJ, who is hammered. Welcome back, boys. This week, we are going to be watching Little Big League, a classic baseball movie. What year is that, Rook?
94, I think, in 93, 94.
1994, which makes sense. A lot of movies came out that year because of the strike.
Yep.
So a lot of movies were filmed and came out that year. 94 was a good year for baseball movies.
A lot of players available, a lot of ballparks that sat empty.
Absolutely. So this movie, obviously,
I hated it.
The plot of this movie, he just pulled a fucking critic just now. It stinks. He just pulled the critic just now.
Thanks there, Ebert.
But the plot of the movie, obviously, a young Billy Hayward inherits his father's team, or excuse me, his grandfather's team, the Minnesota Twins, as the owner / manager of the ball club at the ripe old age of, what was he, 12 years old?
He's 11, then he turns 12.
Yeah. And we see how how chaos ensues. This movie is a classic, lots of cameos, poor jokes, and some Easter eggs in this movie and other movies. So let's dive into it, boys.
So I usually go into like the background of like who directed it and who. I don't even give a shit about this movie. This is just.
You know what? You're out. You're out.
I'm
gonna kick this off.
Wait. I'll do one thing. Rotten Tomatoes 35% and the audience score is 53%. So
Thank you. So I'm going to point. I'm going to throw this down right now. We talked about this a little earlier on the live show for Sokoa Radio. I'll tell you this right now. I don't care what pros think. I really don't. All that matters. Like Roger Ebert ain't watching fucking Little Big League. You know who's watching it? Me and TJ when we're fucking drunk. That's who's watching it. All that matters is the people who bought the ticket, if they're happy. And if 50% of the people that bought it were happy, I couldn't give a shit less what the fucking 30% of critics think. Biodome's a great fucking movie too. Critics pan
Incredible.
So,
I like Biodome better than this though.
Fair enough. I'll allow that.
Listen, if there's two things that's awesome to do drunk, it's watching movies and drive. I'm only playing.
Drive home.
Drive a golf cart.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jesus. That's another Olympic sport.
That's a reason that we should be playing golf in the first place. So you can,
listen,
it's like bumper cars, but without any limitations.
Absolutely, and you could get seriously injured.
Almost did. Back to the movie.
Yes, it's a great representation of everything that is right about baseball. Baseball is made for kids. It's a game.
It's so
okay.
Funny.
It's supposed to be fun, and it's not supposed to be taken super serious. And this movie encompasses everything right with the game. Okay, having fun, having a good time, playing a sport, and enjoying the company of your team, and mending as a team, becoming a family. Okay,
even the music is great.
Music is good.
Music is good, and I'll give it that. The soundtrack's good.
Okay, I mean, just the little hijinks that take place that we all done in baseball,
or as an adolescent.
Yeah, listen, when you're sitting there on the bench, you might not be in the game, or your friends up at bat, you're pulling some shenanigans. And this movie, I think, really touches on everything that, as a kid, why you love the game of baseball. It did a great job. I don't give a shit what Rook says. I don't care what Siskel and Ebert says. I don't care what Rotten Tomatoes says. You can all go suck it. The movie's great.
I will say this. This is actually what I picked up from like the beginning of the movie. So first off, in the beginning with the two managers that fighting over when the three kids are on the same base.
Right.
And they ask Billy for help. One of those managers is Jeff Green, which I know you guys don't watch Curb, but he's Larry David's manager in Curb Your Enthusiasm. So I thought it was funny seeing him in that because I've never seen him act anywhere besides this other role and Curb Your Enthusiasm. So
probably because he's not a good actor.
He's a comedian, so I think that's probably why.
Well, we've never heard of him, so he's probably not funny either.
No, he's funny. He's good in Curb Your Enthusiasm. If you're not really Seinfeld fans, all right?
Yeah, funny like Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that? Oh, airplane food. Shit sucks.
Anyway,
why are they called corn nuts? They're not corn and they're not nuts.
So one thing I picked up this early on is that this is a PG rated movie, and they use the terms piss, goddamn. They have the the nurses that come out in their laundry.
Night nurses from New Jersey.
Night nurses from New Jersey, which is incredible. But I love the beginning. They were talking about how the friend's like, "Are you as rich as Jed Clampett from Gilligan's Island?" And
no,
Jed Clampett is not from Gilligan's Island. All right,
is Beverly Hillbillies.
But why did he say he said Gilligan's Island?
Because he asked about Mr. Howell from Gilligan's Island.
Thurston Howell III.
But didn't he say I'll piss on Jed Clampett though?
Yes.
He goes, the first question he asks him, "Are you as rich as Thurston Howell?" And he's like, "Are you as rich as Jed Clampett?"
Oh, afterwards, okay.
And then he goes, "I piss on Jed Clampett."
Then Grandpa's got some crass to him.
Oh, it's great.
I sent you guys that little clip where he's just like, "I'm not happy with how the game ended today. I guess I'll just have to take it out on you." If you edit that part right there, and Grandpa just takes a swing at Billy, it's a totally different movie.
It's a deleted scene like that. They had to cut it. They had to cut it. Jesus Christ. It was so, and then I forgot where they're on. They're like, "God damn it!" And they're like, "Oh, I think Dennis Farina, who plays a manager."
Dennis Farina always plays the bad manager or coach, because in Eddie, he's the bad coach too.
Yeah, yes, he is, and he's like, "God damn it, what are you doing? It's, God damn it, this, God damn it, that." I'm like, this is a kid's movie.
So, do you want to know why I love movies like Little Big League? There are certain actors that are typecasted, and they only play certain types of roles. Blackout Gatling is also in Mr. Baseball.
Mr. Baseball.
Because he plays his role is a baseball player. He's probably the technical advisor. And there's another player, the guy that has the cups on his eyes.
Yes, do you know who that is?
That guy is not Bowers. Not it's
Bowers has it on
at the end.
The stocky guy that put me in, coach. I can throw rocks.
No, he's not wearing the cups. He's wearing the nerd glasses.
Yeah, nerd that guy plays Tuttle in For Love of the Game.
Well, he also kills
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben
Parker.
Does he?
Yes.
That's great.
I have that in my notes. I'm like, that's the dude that killed Uncle Ben Parker. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
But, wait, there's some actors that are they always play baseball players.
This is his name. His name is Michael Papajohn.
Yes, Michael Papajohn. Yes. And he plays Tuttle in For Love of the Game.
I'm trying to have to go back. I haven't seen the movie in a long time.
Basically, the big douchey hitter for the Yankees. That's who he plays in For Love of the Game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense then. So another thing too, which is a grandpa, which is kind of creepy. Well, first of all, I love Lou, just like, "Say hi to your mom for me."
Luke Collins.
Luke Collins just doesn't give a shit.
You know what I love about Luke Collins? When you watch, we spoke about this.
Yeah, you told us before.
In Major League Back to the Minors, Luke Collins' jersey is hanging in Roger Dorn's office, which is so weird because those two movies have nothing to do with one another.
Well, what's crazy is then later on in life, he also steals the president's son.
And he also can't see the ghosts in Field of Dreams.
Yeah, he does at the end now. Don't sell this field. But yeah, so he's basically just like, "Hey Billy, say hi to your mom for me." Like, it's just like
he's a G. He's Luke Collins, bro.
It was after his dad died, and he's like, he was so happy with the widow. No, I'm saying this is before the grandfather dies, because
I'm saying the father died like
a long time ago. Yeah, it's not recent.
It just seems like he was biding his time. That Luke Collins.
The guy swings for the fences. Wait. He swings for the fences.
What is the grace period after somebody dies? Do you just Hunter Biden and go straight after her right after, or do you wait a little bit?
I'm gonna say you have to wait, but wait, no. The other creepy thing too about this is the grandpa then says something like really like he made like a weird comment to the mom about going to. She's like. He's like, "Don't you want to?"
He's like, "How about that, Luke Collins?"
Yeah, and then he's like, "I'm sure you'd like to spend more time with Lou."
Yeah, she's like, "Oh my god!" He goes, "What are you talking about? You're a young woman still."
It's like
my grandson needs a role model.
Yeah, basically. I was like, "Damn, this is creepy."
Well, again, there was a R-rated edit where he says, "I've seen Lou in the locker room. The man really knows how to swing a bat, and he's very comfortable in the box." Lou knows what he's doing. Just saying.
This is a kid's movie. This is what I don't get. It's a kid's movie. It's PG rated. And this is the shit they're saying.
Listen.
Oh my God.
Everybody needs to get laid, especially widows.
What's your favorite part of the movie? Let's get into that real quick.
Me,
nurses from Jersey.
Yeah.
What was that?
Night nurses from Jersey.
Yeah, you would.
My favorite part has to be the lightheartedness approach to the game and dropping a water balloon on McGreevy's head.
So
I mean, incredible.
So I have two favorite parts. I'm a little extra. The first one is the interaction with McGreevy where he's just like, yeah, I'm just not going to pitch well. I'm going to forget the scouting report. So I guess you'll just have to trade me. And he's like, no, I'm going to play you. And he's like, and the 12-year-old kid outsmarts the 28-year-old pitcher. And he's just like, what's the going price for pitchers that can't remember scouting reports that can't throw strikes? And he was just like, oh, shit. Next thing you know, he's striking out Paul O'Neill.
Yeah.
And then my other favorite part is the end where they're helping him with his homework.
That's my
Yes.
you son of a bitch.
What color paint?
What's the color paint?
They speak Spanish down there. I
brother
know, and that's a hard language.
My brother paints houses. We should call him.
Well, like no, Bowers. Every time Bowers talked was fun because he always like spoke like these long words that I can't pronounce.
So,
and then he's like, and then he just turns it to Mac. Mac, the horse's name is Friday, and he just walks away.
wait, hold on.
When they take out Blackout and he's walking up like I had nothing to do with this.
A little bit of context, right?
Yes, that's a good.
Cowboy rides into town on Friday, stays 3 days, leaves on Friday. How do you do it?
Yeah.
The horse's name is Friday. Right?
Yeah.
That's the joke. But yeah,
so
I love it.
If I had to pick another part, it would probably be the run around Sue montage.
Oh yeah.
And I wrote this down because this was great. Mickey Scales with the giant wig.
Yeah.
The moonwalking.
Yeah.
With Michael Papa John. And they're just dancing together.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
It is a sick moonwalk. He's like gliding.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
You know what's really good about that movie is they have a lot of baseball reference talk. And you'll hear names that people today will have no idea what that means. For instance, Danny Tartable and Bo Jackson do it.
Yeah.
You told that to a kid today, they'd be like, who the fuck is that?
You're right.
Bill Haywood. What is this third person crap? Danny Tartable does it. I'm not Danny Tartable's mother. I guarantee you right now, Danny Tartable's mother doesn't realize that she's Danny Tartable's mother, all right? What the fuck happened to him?
Oh, man. You know what else is, just to go into this, we were talking about before. I know we're really like skipping around. We're not really going, beginning, middle, end here, but I wrote down all the cameos.
There's a lot of cameos in this one.
So
a lot of great baseball players.
Actual Twins announcer who's playing Wally Holland. His real name is John. I just had it right here. What the hell is it?
The most unprofessional.
John Gordon, who is the actual Twins announcer. He's in it. And another fun part about that is he gives all those random baseball stats. That's like something you hate, Nick, when you're like,
I hate that.
That's a Susan Waldman.
A baseball stat. The best hitter that plays in a dome north of the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah. So he's in it.
Start with M.
We have Paul O'Neill, Pudge Rodriguez, Rafael Palmeiro, Chris Berman, Boomer, Tim Raines, Carlos Baerga. Remember Carlos Baerga? Baerga? Whatever.
Baerga.
I don't know. I can't pronounce it. Dan Madigan. Dave.
You see him in video, but Dave, he's not in the movie. They talk about him, and you see him on video.
But didn't he slide to second?
Madigan?
Yeah, Madigan's in it when Junior hits the home run. He slides to second. The next pitch, Junior hits a 2-run home run. I believe that's him. He slides to second.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. And then obviously Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
And the big unit, Randy Johnson. That big reveal at the end that Randy Johnson's
Not for nothing.
Forgot about it.
When
I was like, holy shit, Randy Johnson.
Yeah, listen, spoiler alert.
Tettleton's in it too.
Okay, when the Twins lose and the Mariners win, Randy Johnson's celebrating on the mound. Something you never see Randy Johnson do, show any emotion, and he's jumping up and down like a little kid.
So bad. But Mickey Tettleton's in it too.
I might have missed that one.
Mickey Tettleton catches the last out of Billy's first game and catches the ball and goes, "Welcome to the big leagues, kid," and throws him the ball.
Oh, okay.
So Mickey Tettleton's in it.
One thing I didn't notice when I was a kid watching that movie, and I noticed then, is, and you don't realize this until you meet some of these players, is how tremendous baseball players are. And when Lou Collins is standing next to Ken Griffey Jr., he is at least a foot taller than the actor playing Lou Collins.
Oh, yeah.
At least. Yeah, at least. It's like incredible. It's Judge next to what's that midget from Houston that cheated?
Altuve.
Altuve. Thank you.
Brooks' favorite player.
No.
I'll say this: the actor that plays Luke Collins, his name is Mark Busfield.
Oh, Timothy Busfield.
Timothy Busfield. I'm sorry. He's Mark in Field of Dreams. Timothy Busfield actually had a really good frame for a baseball player.
That's another thing.
But he had a good, like,
I wanted to say, I will say this, the baseball is pretty accurate. I mean, when they're practicing and he fires a seed from first base to home in the practice, and I'm like, okay, that's a legitimate arm. Like, he legitimately threw that ball. And then in the end, when he gets robbed of the home run, you see where the ball takes off of the bat and it goes to left center field. Like, that's where the ball would be going off that bat. You see the angle of him swinging and where it hits the barrel of the bat, and it's going to left center field. Like, there's little things you pick up on that most people, when they put together a sports movie and they have never played a sport in their life, are like, oh, yeah, sure. Where you could tell that somebody fouled the ball off. It's like, oh, that's a home run. It's like, oh, Jesus.
Right. Oh, like very much like Major League. When Serrano hits home runs, those are legitimate home runs. They're going in the right direction.
Literally, he hit a legitimate home run in that movie.
He hit a few legitimate home runs in that movie.
That's why everybody's going nuts in the stadium.
But I think one of the things about that movie that did bother me, though, and I got to rewatch it. I can't remember if it's right or not. The scene where Bowers picks off Griffey Jr.
He steps back. I was watching his.
Does he step back? Because I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the ball.
He steps back. His first pickoff move is he steps. You can't. You're not looking at his feet. But obviously, as people that play the game and people that pitch, me and you, Nick, not well. But
I don't pick people off because I won't walk.
But you see how he comes off the mound. He comes off square behind him and then turns and fires over to first.
You could probably count the amount of times I threw to first base from the pitcher's mound on one hand.
Yeah, they that was like one of the big things I looked up. People were like, it's an illegal play. And then other people saying that. So I actually
stepped off the back of the mound.
If he clears the mound, he can do it. If he clears the rubber, he can do it.
Well, the angle is only his chest up, so you don't actually see his feet. All you do is see him make a slight movement like back first, and then he turns over. So not illegal.
I just want to say the hidden ball trick in Rookie of the Year is totally
illegal. He's still on the mound.
He's on the mound with no ball. That's a balk.
Yep,
100%. Can't do it.
That's illegal. Yeah, that's because Rookie of the Year is not as factually accurate as little.
That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Well,
Gary Busey could not throw 60 feet 5 inches.
How many baseball legends do they talk about in the movie?
Ricky Hernandez right away.
They talk about
Ricky Hernandez. Ricky Henderson. Sorry,
they talk
Ricky
about
Hernandez.
Jackie Robinson off the rip.
Yep.
Ricky Henderson, Danny Tartable, Bo Jackson,
Ty Cobb.
They talk about Ty Cobb.
Yeah.
They talk about Willie Mays.
Yep.
That little story at the end where he's like, who was on deck?
Right.
A young man by the name of Willie Mays. I was just like, wow. When I think it's when Bobby Thompson hit the shot heard around the world.
Right.
Bobby Thompson, who went to Curtis High School on Staten Island.
Yeah.
It's the last good thing from Curtis High School.
Wow. Fuck you. I went to Curtis. So did the RZA. But I thought that was cool because that's such a baseball thing. We all do that when we're younger. You know, like, and there's some movies that allude to that, like Mr. 3000 alludes to that when they're looking at the back of baseball cards and memorizing stats. Like we did stuff like that when you were a kid. You remember like, you know, the distance between first base and the mound and the home plate to second base and stuff like that. What's center field at Yankee Stadium? You remember all that crap because it's like a fun little competitive thing to do. And the fact that they kind of showcased that in the movie was fun.
Yeah, I agree. Another thing too is going back to we're talking about favorite scenes. I'm looking at my notes and I like the scene when he curses at the umpire.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
and they play the foghorn over it.
Yeah, and then she's like, "What did he say?" And the umpire's like, "I'll tell you what he said." And he comes over and whispers in the mom. And her mom's like,
she grounds him.
Yeah, and then he's suspended for one game, but imposed by his mother. It is great.
So honestly, that I take offense to that. You dime out a manager to his mom. It's pathetic. What kind of man are you?
That's something Hernandez would do.
I'll tell you this right now. So traditionally, my two favorite scenes I already said, right? But the one that resonates with me now is when Billy fires. I'm losing his name.
Jerry.
Right now. Jerry. When Billy fires Jerry, that's what the Yankees need to do with Brett Gardner right now. It's just a fact. All right. Oh, he was my favorite player. And he'll hit like a single, like a seeing eye single. And Mac tells him, like, kid, when you get that excited over a seeing eye single, don't you think there's something wrong? And that's every Brett Gardner apologist right now. He'll hit like a ground ball that hits the shortstop in the throat, and they'll be like, see, he's about to break it open. Susan Waldman today, he hit a long out, and he was just like, he's about to bust it open. No, he's not. All right. He's not. He's batting 207 or some crap like that. The Yankees need to just pull the freaking Band-Aid off the wound and let Jerry go out into the distance and go off into the sunset. We don't need him anymore. All right. You can't win with nostalgia. And Billy friggin' taught us that right there. Billy Hayward taught me that as a child.
But here's the thing. He does bring Jerry back as a hitting coach.
Which is great.
But we don't want that with Brett Gardner, though.
Brett Gardner could come back as a coach.
As a hitting coach?
No, as I don't know.
As a mascot.
As the assistant head coach, the assistant manager.
Yeah, that's fine. He's
the bench coach, whatever you want to call him.
No, that's it. I wouldn't give him a hitting coach job, though.
You know, I don't see a problem with him coming back as a fielding instructor or something.
I couldn't care if we didn't see him again until Old Timers Day.
Okay? I don't disagree with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. He's taking up a good number.
But I will say this. So
right now that resonates with me, that scene where he fires Jerry.
I 100% agree with that. And since we were talking about the mother before about the cursing scene, we mentioned this on a live show we just finished doing with Joe and the Sokoa media. I guess it's going to be on the app or it's going to be on the live feed thing, whatever.
It was already on the live feed and it's going to be on the app later.
It's going to be the app later. So Ashley Crow plays the mother of Billy Hayward. That's the actress. She plays the mother. Her son was just traded from the Mets. He's a Mets prospect. Was traded to the Cubs for Javi Baez. His name is Pete Crow Armstrong. So even after her role is complete, she's still in that baseball sphere.
She's still a baseball mom, even when she's not a
baseball mom. Yeah,
that's
which
cute.
is pretty cool. Yeah, that's a fun little.
I quite enjoyed, and something that you don't get until I guess you're older and an adult is when they're sitting at dinner and talking about money, and the GM's just rattling off all these movies he's doing with this big time money, and Mac goes, "Is now a good time to refinance my house?"
I was actually looking at my mortgage today, and I was like, 11 more years, and I'm done.
It's awesome.
Yeah, right?
So I want to get back to this night nurses in Jersey. Because we haven't really talked about this.
Is that what we're going to review next?
I have to pick it up. It's got to be someone here local in Jersey.
I wonder if that's a real movie or if they took that scene from a real movie.
I know, I wonder, but like they take off their nurse's outfit and they're like in just bra and panties. Like it's a kids movie. I don't know how to say this, but
they're off the turnpike and ready for.
I will say this, and you guys know I am not about this, cancel woke culture stuff and ruining movies. But we just watched, me, my wife, and son just watched Beauty and the Beast. And at one point, Lumiere, a candlestick, is getting frisky with a duster who's a fresh maid, and she's literally doing the typical, oh no. He's like, oh yes. The no means yes type of deal that, everybody insists that, no, that's rape. Yes. And I was like, holy shit, that's in a Disney movie. This thing was rated G.
Yeah. Oh, God. So this is.
I will just breeze through that. We'll just accept the fact that Disney is solidifying no means yes.
I mean, Disney does a lot of like racist and sexist and a lot of things that probably shouldn't be done. But
that's another Screen Addicts podcast.
Yeah, and that's another thing is too. Disney actually put the new warning whenever you watch, like if you watch Aladdin or you watch Peter Pan, there's a warning saying that there's like insensitive cultural references. Like
really?
Yeah.
That's awful.
Disney Plus, if you watch it, I watched Aladdin and I was like, what is this? I never seen this when I was a kid. And I looked it up and Disney Plus did put these new like disclaimers so that you're aware.
What's out of date with Aladdin?
I guess because it's in, I don't know.
Maybe because her father's trying to marry her off.
I don't know, because I guess he's kind of not like, I guess Arab looking. I don't know. Like he's not actually, I don't know what.
They never say it's Arabia. Agrabah is not a real place.
No, they sing Arabian Nights.
Yeah, that's why.
I could be singing that about I could be singing that about any desert.
Yeah, but if a movie opens up and you see the New York City skyline and they're singing "No Sleep Till Brooklyn," you're gonna assume.
Real quick, where is Arabia?
Oh, it's somewhere in the middle of where we bomb and where they hate us.
False, because Saudi Arabia would be Arabia, and we've never bombed Saudi Arabia. So
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be he's in Iraq?
What's that?
Does that Aladdin take place in Iraq?
No, it's a fake fucking place, guy. Come on.
All right.
But
anyway,
I was just looking it up real quick.
Back to the night nurses in Jersey. So I like the
He won't leave it alone.
So but after no, because I want to get I'm sorry, this scene was when he's like he keeps calling, he's like, can I read this again? And he like keeps playing it back. And then the next morning he's sleeping during the game, and Bowers comes over and just goes, another victim of night nurses in Jersey. And he just walks away. It's just that Bowers is probably the best part of the movie.
So
the pump glove.
Yes, the pump.
I was gonna say that. The Reebok with Rawlings.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd buy that.
But
buy that right now.
I'm looking at a where are they now, right? Or where did they come from?
Yeah.
So John Blackout Gatling, also known as Brad Leslie, was a pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh no shit.
Oh wow.
All right. Like I said, those guys, Tucker Kane, played by actor Michael Papajohn. He's been in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Born Legacy, Dark Knight Rises, Charlie's Angels, Gangster Squad, Transformers, Terminator Salvation, Hulk, and of course, Spider-Man 3, where he murders Ben Parker.
Well, Spider-Man 1 and 3, because he comes back in 3.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. But he's also in For Love of the Game, and he plays the douchebag batter. I can't remember his name. Billy's friend Chuck is actually the younger brother of another actor who was on TNBC TV show Hang Time, which is basically Saved by the Bell with a basketball. And his brother played Vince D'Amata, and he made a cameo on the show as his real life brother's younger brother.
Wait, whose brother?
So Billy's best friend Chuck, the one that's sitting on Lowell.
Yeah, okay.
His real life brother is an actor as well, and was on TNBC on Hang Time.
Oh, you said Billy's brother. That's where I was confused.
No, because the actor's name is Billy Sullivan.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm trying. Okay, that sounds like confused.
So Joey, his other friend Joey, got arrested for possession of methamphetamine in the great state of Utah.
And retail theft.
Yeah, retail theft.
Wait, also, so Scott Peterson, who plays McGreevy, he actually played minor league level for 4 organizations in 1980s.
So
an actor.
So their GM, right? Their GM is Arthur Goslin, right? The guy who's trying to like lean Billy in different directions. Is played by Kevin Dunn, who's also the director at the camp that The Rock works at in The Longest Yard. Not The Longest Yard, I'm sorry. The Gridiron Gang. He also plays the principal in Warrior, which TJ, you and I love that movie.
Absolutely.
And he plays the principal in Warrior, which was a very, very good movie.
Great movie.
So Night Nurses from Jersey, here we are right now.
All right. For you. They're off the turnpike and looking for love.
This is
Jodie Fisher and Jodie Russell. Both of those women's names are Jodie.
Interesting.
So no, they are not. That's not a real porno.
Yeah, it's not a real.
You know,
those chicks don't do porn.
I don't know. They both appeared in a film called Silk Stockings.
Silk Stockings is not a. It's like a Skinamax.
Yeah, so it's still legit.
But it's not a film. It's like a TV show.
Oh, so I look at the director's name is Andrew Scheinman, and this is his only work as a film director, and rightly so.
This is amazing. You're a hater.
This stinks.
You're a hater.
So, I'm sorry. Silk Stockings is a crime show.
Is it?
How disappointing.
It's not a Skinamax movie. That's a shame.
It was on CBS and USA for 2 seasons, USA for an additional 5, 1991 to 1998. Oh, how disappointing for Rook.
Very disappointed for me.
Now all I know is when I go to Rook's house, at some point I'm going to order something on his TV just so he can have that interaction with his wife. Like, what the hell is this?
And last but not least, Roberts, the security guard, is actually Jesse and
yes, from Mighty Ducks.
From Mighty Ducks, Jesse's dad.
Yeah.
The dad of them.
Cake eater.
So speaking, I mean, while you guys were looking stuff up, but I had written down a couple of things that really, I like doing these continuity errors and mistakes in movies. So at 47 minutes into the movie, there is the walk on the stolen base. No one, he's like when you walk, just run to second. The guy's on third, so they have to choose between throw down and so when that happens, they throw the ball into home plate, and when he goes to swipe the tag, you clearly see the ball gets knocked
out. Yes,
completely, and there's no mentioning of it. The guy on second doesn't go to third. There's nothing. It's just a complete mix up. And
I got to call timeout because I pulled off a pickoff play where I got somebody out without ever having the ball. If you sell it, okay, and you're good about it, it'll work. Nick helped on that sell, okay, because the ball was in Nick's hand in center field. I tagged this dude at second base, went like that to the umpire holding my closed glove in a quick swipe, bang, bang play, showed him, you're out. And then everybody in the infield's like, throw it around, throw it around. I'm looking at Nick like, and he flips me the ball, and we get away with it. So he might have sold it.
Underhand from center field. Like I had to be at least 35 to 40 feet away from him.
We pulled a
and I threw one knee high. Like I threw it from my hip into his hip, like underhand, real fast. Like I was like, oh shit. And I just kind of chucked it at him. And yeah,
the funny thing is, not a single player from their team noticed.
Our team didn't even notice.
Nobody knew. I literally walked in and I told our coach Dennis, Skip. I was like, Skip, I didn't have the ball on that tag. He goes,
the shortstop. He played second base. The shortstop didn't even notice he didn't have the ball.
It's a good fake, T.
It's a good sell.
Good sell.
You gotta sell it. That's all.
I think after I retire from sanitation, we sell cars.
So another mistake I realized was that when at the end of the movie, before they have the hidden ball trick, they walk Griffey. Bowers walks him,
right,
and you clearly hear the sound of the barrel of the bat hitting the floor. Like Griffey dropped it. The very next scene, you see Griffey go like this, and then the bat makes no noise whatsoever. So that once again, it's a mistake on the editor. Another thing is when Billy apologizes to his friends, they're not in that same scene. Do you guys realize that? They're not filming at the same time. Like they filmed Billy pull up on his bike next to the bridge, and he did the whole apology scene. They filmed it. Whenever they go to cut to his friends, they always cut to them. They never show them ever in the same aspect right there. Like it's always the same shot, the same frame. So it just cuts back and forth. Even when they go to give him the fishing pole, there is no Billy grabbing a fishing pole from one of these kids.
No, he picks it up from his bike.
He picks up his bike?
Yes. Like you have your pole and he pulls it off his bike.
Yeah, because they wouldn't be able to give it to him because they were not in the same scene, filming that scene together. Like they were not in the same area at that point.
You care too much. Hey, you want to know another fun fact? In Top Gun, okay, in the elevator when Kelly McGillis and Tom Cruise are talking, that was filmed like a year after filming because they had to tie the movie together. And that's why Kelly McGillis is wearing a hat. She doesn't have the long flowing hair like she does in the movie. You happy now? You're ruining the magic.
That's a really interesting point. I wish I knew that.
Yeah.
I know there's reshoots, but this was just horrible. And
I don't know if you know this, but the little kid actually doesn't own the Minnesota Twins.
But I'm just saying.
Although, based on how the Minnesota Twins have performed over the course of the last 25 years, they might have been better off.
In Air Bud, okay, that dog cannot play sports.
Oh! Air Bud was totally legitimate. That's the same dog from Full House.
Is it?
Yes, that's Comet from Full House.
That poor dog.
Take my notes.
Easy, Jimmy Fallon.
Listen, we're not going to sit here while you try to shoot down fucking Little Big League, all right?
Oh, you know what?
You've been trying to do that the entire fucking... We're not going to sit here and let you do it.
You guys need a contrarian this week, so...
All right, so let's go around. I think
I did a very thorough review of this movie, and you guys are just jealous.
Jealous of what? That we have like enjoyment and you don't?
The only thing you took from that movie is that you wish Night Nurses from Jersey was orderable on pay-per-view.
It did look pretty good, I'm not gonna lie.
Girls, I'm married.
Yes.
He wishes it was called Night Paralegals from Jersey.
Oh God, you guys are sick fucks.
Yeah, we're sick.
Just so wait, guys. So this is a kids movie. Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Never had a manager who appreciated the hydrodynamics of a water balloon the way you do.
All right, Nick. I think we're time to wrap it up.
Yeah, I think so. I just want to. The last thing I'm going to point out is I still can't figure out if Bowers was right about that painting answer. Sounded legit.
I'm not good at math, so it sounds.
I don't. I would have gotten that wrong on the SAT.
It makes sense. None of the other answers make sense because if one guy can paint it in 3 hours and the other guy can paint it in 5, no answer should be above 3.
Yes, which is why I went 1. I think it would say 1.4.
No, 1 and 2/8 or some shit. Or 1.
2/8 is a quarter, so I don't think he said that.
1 and 2/6. Then I don't know.
That's a third.
1 and a third. I don't fucking know. I'm not good at math.
I think he said 7/8. I think he said 7/8.
I really think that sounds legit.
Why don't they get a house that's already painted?
I think when the first person he calls out was Vicky Scales, and Scales just stares at him. And he's like, well, I forgot who he calls next, but he calls some whatever. Somebody.
I'll tell you what, though, that was a great moment for them to relax before the game started.
Yeah, doing math homework.
But
a legitimate way of easing the tension.
Yes, absolutely.
Wait, Billy Hayward would get canceled because he called his friends retarded. Did you guys get picked up? No.
You guys are retarded. There's no way the Cape Crusader goes through the drive-through.
Yes.
I'm assuming that happened before they had that Batman McDonald's commercial with Michael Keaton. Where it goes through the drive-through.
No, that's after.
Is it?
That's after. Because it was 94 and Batman Returns came out in like 92.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then they don't watch TV.
Good for them.
Too busy renting Skinamax.
But,
dirty children.
Let's go to our ratings for this one. Rook, go ahead and you can go give yours first.
I'm gonna give 2 stars.
I knew you were gonna do something foolish like that.
Horrible. If it was Night Nurses in Jersey, get 5, but it's not, so it gets 2.
T?
I'm gonna give it a solid 4 out of 5.
Wow.
I love that movie. I think it's.
Did you rate Field of Dreams a 4?
Dude, I'm sorry. Field of Dreams doesn't touch home like you people put it up as
Field of Dreams for TJ, Field of Dreams isn't fun, and he's all about having fun. It's not fun. And he's right. Field of Dreams is not fun. It's a lot of sentimentality. However, Little Big League is a lot of fun.
It is. It's fun. I'll give it that, but it's definitely not a good movie.
And Paul O'Neill's in it. TJ's favorite player.
Paul O'Neill, man. Everybody says he's a nice guy.
I'm not going to sit here and watch and listen to you shoot down Paul O'Neill. I'll mute you. All right.
I'm just saying, 96, they win the World Series. I'm standing there. I'm like all of what? 8 years old? 9 years old?
Yeah.
I muted him. He's done. I'm not going to sit here and allow him.
Did you really mute him? Oh my God, you did mute him. Wow.
To run down Paul O'Neill.
Okay, everybody, I'm standing there at the ticker tape day parade, and everybody's signing a baseball. I still have that baseball. I have to send that off to get graded, but okay. Paul O'Neill stood there on that float, miserable. He must have been fighting with his wife or some shit. He literally stood there on the float like this. Okay, Darryl Strawberry,
like you, T.
Darryl Strawberry took the crack pipe out of his mouth to sign my baseball. Okay, that's a bad shot. I'm sorry. I actually love Darryl Strawberry. He's one of my favorite players.
I actually wish I was filming in my my office right now because I have a Paul O'Neill baseball and a Paul O'Neill bat autograph. So
they're not real.
He gave it to him himself because he actually liked Rook. He has a sweet face and pretty eyes.
Listen, I will believe everybody saying that he is a great guy, but I'm just saying. He was not happy that day that he had to show up to the ticker tape day parade.
So I'm gonna give the movie 3.5. And reason being is I'm a firm believer in whatever your top movie is has to be 5. Right? That's your best movie's a 5. It's not my least favorite, but it's definitely not close to my favorite, you know. So I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I think even the worst baseball movie to me gets a 1.5. Because it's about baseball. So I'm not giving a half a star to anybody, at least not about a baseball movie. We move on to like a certain different other sport, then we can talk about that. But I'm going to give it a 3.5 from me. Definitely a lot of nostalgia, funny stuff. And I like the fact that Jerry is also in, which I think we should review that movie next with college football about to start right around the corner. The Program. He plays middle linebacker Alvin Mack in The Program, which is a total 360 for that actor, going from nice guy Jerry to out of his freaking mind psychopath Alvin. Maybe that's the next movie we do. I'm not sure.
We should probably do that because college football is coming up, and I've actually never seen The Program. But
You've never seen The Program?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so good. The guy that plays Zangief from Street Fighter's in it.
How are we going to go away from baseball? I mean, we still have so many baseball movies, though. I mean, one of my favorites, Mr. Baseball. And
yes, and I was thinking about Mr. Baseball too because Japan just won the gold medal.
Yeah,
maybe that's something that we do next. There's a lot on the horizon. Again, if somebody would reach out to us via social media and suggest a movie, we'd probably
just
do that.
anybody. Let us know that you're there.
A human, even if it's a robot. Actually, I'll take that as well.
I mean, the only comment on YouTube is about Rook's silky smooth voice in his last post.
Welcome to another episode of Night Nurses in Jersey.
Were you drinking a little tea with honey?
I told you right before.
I was just trying to be really quiet because the baby was sleeping, so it came out very like sultry.
It did. You were trying to seduce everybody into going to a minor league ballpark. Come on down to $2 beer night. Who knows what will happen?
There was porn music on in the background too.
That was good. That was good music, though.
It was. But yeah. So I think that wraps it up for us over here at Screen Addicts this week. Next week, we'll let you know later this week what we're gonna do next week. Look for us on all of the social media applications you'll find in these areas over here, and also look for us on XLR. What is it? MXLR.
I think it's MixLR.
MixLR. We're going to be doing some live streams with Sokoa Media and Joe Sokoa over there. We did one tonight. It went pretty well. But look for us, our regular Scoreboard Addicts podcast, as well as the Screen Addicts podcast, and on MixLR doing live broadcast. And we will live broadcast anything and everything. All right. So look for us doing the Dodgeball Association of America finals. We're going to be doing World Series of Poker and World Series of Joker and everything else in between. And we'll see what we have out there for you guys. Brooke, you got something to say?
Yeah, we're available on Apple Podcasts now. So follow, if you have an iPhone, go to Apple's podcast, search Scoreboard Addicts, and follow us there. And you'll subscribe. You can download each episode as soon as they're released. And we're going to release, we're a little behind on that one. So we're going to release race this week, the Screen Addicts on that one. And then obviously we'll get this one up, and the live episode we just did with Joe will be available next week.
Absolutely.
And everybody, listen, we're doing a giveaway to our subscribers. Once we hit 1 million subscribers, we are giving away a PS5. That's right. So by the time we hit that number, they'll be up to PS7.
From all of us over here at Screen Addicts, I'm Nick. That's the Rook, and TJ, as always, is Hammered. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you next time.
Later, guys.
Take it easy.
Stay right.